Hi everybody, this is Diane. I'm working on cookbook journals, and you can see I have quite a mess on my desk. I've been doing some stenciling and I've been doing some sewing, so I have gotten some things done on the journals. I had a rough night last night, just could not sleep, but you hear me say that a lot. So I had to take a nap after I just had some cottage cheese and crackers for lunch because I couldn't eat. I just wanted to sleep. So I took a nap and now I'm back and hopefully I can get something done. So I just kind of want to show you what I'm doing here. I did some cutting and sorting last night while I watched TV. I have these little booklety things. These are from Certo, so they're jam recipes. And I have some other booklety things. Oh, these. I'm going to put these all together in this little container here. I've got cards. Oh, there's another booklet. I have cards in here. So I'm going to tuck these in the back so I know where they are, hopefully I remember, when I want something to tuck into a pocket. I have these pages from a 1930s recipe book, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna cut these beautiful images out or use the whole page somehow, but I have those I want to put in a safe place. I've got lots of little pieces here, things I cut out from the one sheet of Graphic 45 homegrown paper that I had left over. These are stamps that look like vegetable seed packets. These came out of children's dictionaries, a children's dictionary. Oh, I need to adjust this, don't I? Aprons, breakfast, and oven. These are some elements that I cut out of cookbooks. These are what I had glued onto cardstock. I got them cut out and I glued some of them down into the journals, but I still have these to use if I need them. And these came out of an old magazine. I don't know if I'm going to use them. I just love the colors. I love how they're just individual little pieces that I could cut out if I wanted to. And that, of course. So I went through all of these little pouches to make sure that I didn't have excess stuff. And I did dispose of quite a bit. Just things that they weren't that vintage or they were torn too much or whatever. So this is just plain recipes, mostly from magazines, some from books, I think. So I can use those to make tags and cards. These are the recipe cards, handwritten recipe cards, and what's this? Oh, there's some coupons in here. I already put some coupons. These are vintage coupons. And more little booklets. Okay, good. I'll put those with the other ones. So I did get rid of some of these handwritten things because some of them weren't that old, and I kept all the really cool ones. And I kept ones that are written on paper too. Even if the papers are like torn and messy, if they look old, I kept them. So they're going to go in pockets, so I don't need those right away. These are larger pieces that I could back onto paper and fold or cut them up. This came off the back of a flour bag, and I like the shape of it. It looks like it's a book page. Not sure what I'll do with them yet. And more things cut from magazines that I can do something with, but I think I have enough on my table right now to deal with. These are the things we worked on yesterday, or whatever day it was that you saw that video. I did find the one with the tab that goes in here. I don't know where it is now, but I found it. It's here somewhere. And this is, we glued all this together in yesterday's video, and I did all the sewing. So you can see what it looks like with all the sewing on it before it gets cut up. I don't know if I'm going to need it for these two recipe books, but I have this to use for the next ones if I need it. So let's just, before I go any further, see what we've done so far. So I took the instructions from one of those apron patterns and put it onto a cardstock and sewed it on as a pocket and added this little embellishment. This What's Cookin' is from KB and Friends, and we're going to use some of the other KB and Friends elements to decorate these tags that I tucked in. I added some lace to the front. I've got my pages all put in order, and I added some fabric flips. Some I already had made, the ones that had this fabric print I already had made, but I made some other ones today with some vintage tablecloths. And then I only had a few pages that were white on the other side, so I used some stencils and colored them. There's another pocket that I made, and I used one of my border punches there. And there's fabric flip made out of tablecloths. Do you remember that bunch of tablecloths that I got this year at the flea market that all seemed to go together? All the colors went together. That's what all these are. And another tablecloth piece. There's that one. And the flip. This book has 2 pages of scrapbook paper with the white in each signature, because the other book has the June's Kitchen digital kit and this set doesn't. There's another piece of that apron pattern. This is was a curtain, I believe. And this is a different vintage tablecloth piece. This was a piece I already had made, and I wanted it to be bigger, so I added a piece of that plaid to it. From, I think these are from June's Kitchen. I'll have to see if they're from June's Kitchen or from KB and Friends, because if it's KB and Friends, you can still get it. If it's June's Kitchen, you can't. But they are library pockets. So I'm going to just, well, I don't have to do that on camera, but they have several designs. There were 4 different designs. And I just had this in my stash. I'm not sure where I got this card, and it fits in there perfectly. Okay, so we have these that we just made yesterday. So let's find a place to put one, and then I'll have to make some more. Maybe not in this video, but we have these we can use and those we can use. So we have to find a place to put them. And then we'll decorate those tags. So I have a pocket on the front and a flip here. Let's make sure we put a pocket on this back side of the signature. That one looks cute there. I'm going to glue that on, and I think I'll make it so you can tuck something behind it. We had a humdinger of a storm last night. We've actually had tornado warnings. I know there was a tornado the other night in the area where I grew up, actually, which is about 25 minutes away from where I live now. There were tornado warnings last night. I have resin chairs on my front deck, and it's just a little tiny deck. When I got up this morning and I opened the front door to look out to see, I don't know why, sometimes I just want to see what the world looks like out there. And I had 2 chairs and a large pot with some not pansies, petunias in it. Well, the one chair and the petunias were there, but the other chair was gone. Just gone, completely gone. So I looked out and it was down. It blew past my car. I don't think it hit my car. And it was upside down on the pavement on the other side of my car. Full of water because it's resin chair and it had all these crevices underneath it, under the seat. I tipped it over. It's a rocker. Tipped it over and water came pouring out of it. So at least it didn't blow far. It was a little bit surprising though. I think I'll put this one here. Wait, that one will go in the other book because the other book is slightly wider. This one can go here. So I'm not going to put any glue here so that the card can go all the way down and it will show a little bit there. Whatever card I put in there, I might put recipe cards, handwritten recipe cards in this pocket. So I guess I will have to make some more of those pockets with my other piece that I made. I guess I can use, no, I'm going to use this one in the other cookbook so I can make them out of different pattern paper for this book. These cookbooks will look very eclectic. And I'll put this one in the other cookbook also. So I'll have to make a few more pockets for those, but for now, and these will go in some sort of a pocket. But I don't know what. I don't want to put them in these pockets because it's too much of the same thing. So I will save them. Let's work on some of these tags. This one I embossed, and I didn't know I had embossed it before. I just found it in my stash this way. So I guess maybe I'll leave it embossed. I mean, I can't unemboss it, but I mean, I won't put a plain one in because let's just try it. So what I want to use to decorate these are these KB and Friends ladies. Guess I'll have to use the smaller versions. These ladies are tall. So there are 1, 2, 3, there's 6 ladies. I have that one left over from before. Yeah, so I have 7. But I think I only need 6 tags. So I can use the extra lady for something else. Let's do the embossed one first. So I don't know what I'm going to put on here with the ladies. I have one of these tags left over. I found it when I was going through my stuff and now I don't know where it is. So hopefully I'll find it and can put it in a book. But I decorated tags with these ladies the other time I made journals with this kit. I've got these little pieces that I cut out of magazines. I've got the recipes that I can use. Whoops, this is dripping. I've got these little stamps. And I also cut words out. When I was cutting up my old magazines, I cut out words that I thought were fun, but they might be kind of big. Some of them won't be for cookbook journals. When you've just got to be beautiful and nothing flat. There's delightful. You can be sure. Sensational. Bright vegetables make snappy trims. So these actually I cut out of cookbooks that I was cutting up yesterday. Cookbook pages. And I have these fruit jar markers I can use. So I don't want to use that. What do I want to use? I think maybe just maybe recipe behind her, just a text. And I could take a scrap of cardstock and cut a piece of border punch it and add it to the side. Let's try that. I didn't bring any cardstock over with me. There's a border punch I can use. And I got my box of cardstock. Scraps, just the scraps. This tag is, how tall? 6 1/4. I think I'll cut it 1 1/4 inches. No, I'll cut it a little bit wider. I'll cut it 1 1/2. I can trim it again if I want to after I punch it. This is the punch that I just got at the yard sale. It has the punch around the page element, the corner piece, but I'm just using the long border punch. Someone asked, I just remembered, I got a comment from someone asking if she could order from my friend that does the Stampin' Up stuff, that I got these items. This is not Stampin' Up, but I got some Stampin' Up stuff at her yard sale because she's a demonstrator. And I messaged I actually saw it this morning. I messaged her quickly this morning before I was leaving to go to the gym. And I said, I will send you her information when I get home from the gym. And I forgot. So I will do that if you're watching. Well, hopefully by the time you see this video, you will have gotten that information. So I am going to trim that a little bit shorter, narrower. I feel like it needs something else. These I could make paper clips with, a lot of these things. But I can also use them to embellish if I want to. just don't know what I want to do. Oh, milk bottle cap. Let me grab my milk bottle caps. This would be a good thing to use the milk bottle caps because they are dimensional, and you can, if it's on a tag, you can remove the tag so it's not bulking up the book while you're trying to write. I like the colors of that. Actually, I should probably use that in a Christmas journal. It says eggnog and it's red and green. Okay, let's do a little inking. Still have all my inks out from when I was doing the stencils. This helps bring out the embossed texture. She's got a off-white border around her. If you saw my craft rooms tour video recently, you will know that I have a set of plastic drawers in my office next to my printer, and one of those drawers, it's one of the deeper drawers, it has a whole bunch of cookbook stuff in it, which I pulled out most of it, but it still has some stuff in there. So after I'm going to put away some of this stuff because I pulled out a lot that I want to use, and I have stuff set aside that I don't think I'll be using this time, so I can get some of the stuff put away. I'll have to go back in there and see what else is in that drawer that I might want to use. I think the Betty Crocker recipe cards from the subscription, I think they're in that drawer still. Okay, I like that. I know I'm gonna nip off the corner once I get it glued on, and then I'll have to re-ink the top part there. Get this thing put together. Some of you have messaged me when the video went up today. As I'm filming this, today is Wednesday. And the first video of this series went up today, like an introduction to the cookbook series, showing my supplies. And I got comments from you that you're so excited because you love the cookbook recipes or the cookbook journals. So I hope you will follow along to watch these come together. I appreciate your comments very, very much. Got my seam binding. See if I want to use any of those. Do I have the right colors? I don't have red. Oh, wait, what's this? I have red. I think I'll actually go with that gold because it brings out the gold of her dress. And there's already a lot of red. There's one. I think she looks nice. I like her. The embossing doesn't show up enough to make me want to emboss the other cards. I pretty much covered it. You can see it on the back, but I'm not going to emboss the other cards. There, I nipped that corner. And then I'll just have to make a pocket to put that in. This lady. I need another piece of cardstock. It might be too bright. I'm running low on my colored scraps of cardstock, actually. It's getting harder and harder to find what I need in my scrap box. I've got pieces of neutral, like brown and cream. And I have manila file folder pieces in there. So the box still looks full, but it doesn't have my colors that I need. I think I'll use this one. So let's see. I'll go for 1 1/4. Hopefully that was the right size. And 6 inches. And I'll use the same punch. I think this is actually a little narrower than this. Oh, maybe not. We'll see when it gets punched. It's about right, 1 1/4. But it was supposed to be 6 1/4, right? Not 6. Yep, that's okay. I'm going to use this piece anyway. I'll just move it up because I think it looks funny if it's not up to the top. But I'll move the recipes down to the bottom. I have a whole bunch of these, this particular design. I was so thrilled that time I got a bag full of milk bottle caps that were all different designs. Not all different, but there were many different designs in there and sizes. So there were some for orange juice and half, and skim and eggnog. It was a really fun bag to go through. That was probably a couple years ago. But I think last year I got these, a bag of these, and I didn't put any of those in my shop, so I have a lot of those. I didn't go to the flea market this week. The forecast, we've been having so much rain, but it's been good on Mondays for the most part. I think there was one day it was raining, but forecast showed rain pretty much all morning on Monday, so I saw it on Sunday and I thought, well, that just means I don't have to decide whether I want to go to the flea market or not. But it was not raining on Monday morning, but I decided not to go. And now I'm anxious to go. So I hope it's not raining on next Monday. And I've missed a couple of weeks. I usually go the first Saturday, the first weekend of the month to the barns. It doesn't matter if it's raining there because it's inside. And it was the first of the month. The first Saturday of the month was 4th of July weekend. And I could have gone, but I didn't. I was tired. And this past Saturday I didn't go because I had a birthday party to go to on one of the lakes. So I have missed 2 Saturdays of going there. So I'm going to try to go this Saturday. My daughter-in-law wants to go with me, I think. I don't think she's ever been there. I think I've gone with all 3 of my grandkids that live locally, and my daughter went with me at least once. I've gone with a couple of friends. to ink this piece. I hope this video wasn't too scattered as I try to collect my scattered brain into what I'm doing here. Focusing on these tags, but I had a lot of stuff to show you at the beginning. Getting my pages cut and assembled together helps me, I guess, feel a little more like I know what I'm doing with this journal. I always struggle to get started on a new journal project. Not always, but almost always. I get excited about it and then I'm like, what am I going to do? But once I really get started on it, it goes fast. I don't know if these are going to go fast because there's so much. There'll be a lot of elements in these books, but some of the elements are just going to be recipes tucked into pockets, and there are journal cards that go with that. June's journals. Oh, not journal cards with that. There's journal cards that go with this authentic saucy paper, and I have stickers too, so some of the stuff is already made. Stickers that came with saucy. But I do like making stuff with the vintage pieces that I have. That's why I collect them. So if you like these little ladies, and there's other elements that go with these ladies, and that's from KB and Friends on Etsy. And I don't know the name of the set, but I will find it and I will link it below. Vintage Apron Ladies or something like that. KB and Friends has a lot of really nice retro images. Now let's find some seam binding for that, and then I'm going to shut the camera off and do some more work all by myself. Well, I don't want to use blue because there's a lot of blue. Her apron has a beige, but that's kind of boring. Got a red cookbook in her hands. What do I do with that red one? Right there. Yeah, let's use the red. Did I tell you I thought I ordered, I think this is 1/2 inch seam binding. I ordered it in white so that I could dye it in whatever colors I wanted. This is 1/4 inch. So I got a whole roll, 100 yards. I'll have to start using 1/4 inch seam binding here and there. I haven't ordered the right stuff yet. I figured that way I could just color an assortment of colors. But I get them at flea market, so that's how I have all these different colors. Just small bits of it. I did order a whole roll of pink and a whole roll of blue because I tend to use a lot of pinks and blues. We have 2 tags made, and we added some of our elements from the other day into the journals. So we're making headway. I'm going to turn the camera off now because we're at 40 minutes plus, and I will make the rest of my tags. I'll get them all done in this sitting, I hope. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will come back to see what else we do with these cookbook journals. They are so much fun. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.